In our Health Watch this morning, in the middle of this recession, the last thing you want to do is waste money by throwing away food unnecessarily. But the truth is the average family of four throws out more than 120 pounds of food per month. And some of that food may have more life in it than the sell-by date would lead you to believe. Rebecca George is an editor at Prevention magazine. She's here with the inside scoop this morning in expiration dates, which is a fascinating subject because we've all reached in to the fridge and seen that the milk says April 15th.
And you think, oh no, I have nothing to eat. But you do, actually. You can you can extend the shelf life of your foods.
Okay, so if the shelf life says, if you reach in, the milk says April 18th today, what do?
You can keep it for 1 week past the sell-by date. So, there's a few things you want to do to ensure it doesn't spoil. When you're shopping for milk in the grocery store, make it the last thing you buy, because otherwise you're pushing around the cart and it's exposed to the warmer air, and that's going to make it spoil faster. And also, when you store it, keep it in the back of the refrigerator, not on the shelf door. Exactly.
Same thing with eggs and yogurt and cheese, other things that...
Same things apply. Eggs are going to last you about 3 to 4 weeks past their sell-by date.
Oh, okay.
And the same thing with hard cheeses, 3 to 4 months past their sell-by date. But you want to be sure to wrap it in moisture-proof foil or a container. And of course, if it gets moldy, which cheese is mold, don't be afraid. Just trim it off. Trim off a half section beyond the mold.
Does it make a difference wrapping cheese in this versus tin foil, for example?
You want to look for moisture-proof foil or a moisture-proof container.
Okay, and then lunch meats?
Lunch meats will last you 3 to 5 days past their sell-by date. But you have to remember, once you open that seal, that's when it starts to take effect.
Okay, let's move from the fridge quickly to the freezer.
To the
We're talking about some meats here and ice cream.
Meats will actually last you, like poultry and beef and roasts, 1 year past their sell-by date. But you have to keep your freezer set at 0. For every 5 degrees higher than that, it cuts their shelf life in half.
And ground beef might last for less than these.
Ground beef lasts about 2 to 3 months.
Okay, ice cream?
Ice cream. Does anyone leave their ice cream? Is that really a problem?
Always eating it with freezer burn.
It actually lasts 2 to 4 months, but in my house it lasts about 2 hours.
Okay.
So anyway, let's move on to the pantry.
We'll go to the pantry. Yeah, sugar, any kinds of sugar, basically, and pasta for that matter.
That's right. A lot of these products don't have a shelf life, but they can last you about a year. You just want to make sure they look fresh, and of course smell them before you use them. Make sure they have a nice fresh odor.
Okay, also in the pantry or down on the counter, olive oil,
spices. Will last you about 6 months once you break the seal. If you break the seal, it will last you about half that time. With ground spices, they will last 6 months. The fresh herbs and spices, 1 year you can keep them.
Okay, we end up keeping them for years and years, but you're saying replace them a little more often before the mold grows and everything else.
Clean it out. Do a little spring cleaning in the pantry.
Finally, canned goods.
Yes.
People think these are good forever. Are they?
Well, not forever, but 2 to 5 years. So it's a good idea to stock up on them, and then you'll always have something fresh in your pantry.
If you're keeping these around, replace them every 2 to 5 years.
Exactly.
Okay.
So not a lifetime, but a little while.
Rebecca George, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, for more tips on keeping your foods fresh, you can go to our partner in health coverage, webmd.com, and search for storing food.
Good Samaritans arrested for taking perfectly good food from dumpsters to give to charity. According to the USDA, Americans waste between 30 and 40% of their food supply, which translates into 133 billion pounds and $161 billion worth of food per year, and waste continues to rise. Corporate retail food and restaurants account for a great deal of waste, throwing out arbitrarily expired food products and dishes left unsold. But even household food waste accounts for a whopping 120 pounds per month, per family of 4, according to a CBS News report. Enter Anthony Moyer and Samuel Troyer, residents of Lebanon, Pennsylvania, who knew about the wasteful habits of such corporate entities, and decided to do something about it. The brothers-in-law thought it would be a good idea to see what they could salvage from local food markets, pharmacies, and other retail establishments. They would wait until about 10 p.m., and then head off to the market, although they weren't there to make purchases. Instead, the two went dumpster diving for the valuable goods, which were sealed and unopened, simply discarded and headed for the local trash dump. As Penn Live reports, at first, they'd bring their haul home and share it with their family and friends. When it got to be too much, the two men started donating whatever they had left to charitable organizations around central Pennsylvania. Everything seemed to be going fine until the authorities showed up and arrested the dynamic duo for trespassing. Their arrest came in October after the pair had been dumpster diving for almost 10 months. Moyer and Troyer were charged with loitering and prowling at nighttime and defiant trespassing, both misdemeanors of the third degree, writes Penn Live, after they were caught going through a CVS pharmacy trash heap in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Quickly coming to the aid of Moyer and Troyer, however, is anti-waste activist Rob Greenfield, who's set up a GoFundMe page, called the Dumpster Divers Defense Fund. The fund is to help cover some of their legal expenses and encourage other dumpster divers to take up their cause and reclaim those corporate losses. Greenfield is the founder of the Food Waste Fiasco, which according to their website, seeks to prevent hunger by reclaiming food losses and distributing them to the poor, needy, and most of all, hungry. On his Facebook page, Greenfield praised the two men for their actions, saying, "These two incredibly nice guys were rescuing food from a CVS dumpster to give to people in need and were arrested. I've started the Dumpster Divers Defense Fund to help them and any future food waste warriors who get hassled by the law. Please donate." Greenfield documented Moyer and Troyer's story in a crafty little YouTube video, which shows their brotherly commitment to ending as much hunger in their community as possible. The two can be seen, boxes of food in hand, making a charitable donation to the Alpha and Omega Ministry in their hometown. The video claims the dumpster at the Hershey CVS had no signs stating no trespassing, the fencing was open, and that dumpster diving is not even illegal in the state of Pennsylvania. Even CVS stated that they did not want the pair arrested. "While we do not condone dumpster diving, we have no plans to press charges against these individuals," said Mary Alfieri, manager of corporate communications for CVS Health. But the two are now capitalizing on the attention their story is receiving, having raised $1,500 of their measly $5,000 goal. It seems clear their intention isn't to get rich off of their misfortune, but rather to expose the wasteful habits of some retail establishments across the U.S., the subsequent crackdown on their legal act, and make a difference. The GoFundMe account is calling on authorities to drop all charges against the two and promises to hold excess donated funds to help defend from prosecution other dumpster divers across America who may find themselves in trouble with the law. Business Insider stated in a recent report there are several reasons why grocery stores and retail food stores are so wasteful. First, their product displays are overstocked, leading to more food than can be sold before the food expires. Second, customers are to blame for having cosmetic perfection expectations on the product. In other words, while bananas can be eaten even after their peelings have spotted and faded, picky customers simply won't butt them with that appearance. Third, the sell-by dates keep customers from purchasing the food, even though the food can be consumed after the dates on the foods have passed. Fourth, and lastly, damaged goods, outdated promotional items, and unpopular items simply have nowhere to go but the trash heap. Read more at http://thefreethoughtproject.com/dumpster-divers-arrested-police-food/1